Hi. This is a year-by-year introduction to the history of Japanese horse racing. Now, I'd like to explain, again with eating Japanese snacks. This time, it's about 1984. I would like to make this a series of videos, 1 year at a time. This video is the beginning. Let me first explain why I chose 1984 as the start year. Actually, the start could have been in an earlier era, but it was 1984 when the grading system was introduced in Japanese horse racing and Grade 1, Grade 2, etc. were set up. So I thought it would be easier to explain. Basically, I would like to explain the main focus on Grade 1 races, and how they relate to the Grade 2 and 3 and non-grade races that lead up to them. This is a long preamble. Now I would like to start with the main topic. In 1984, with the introduction of the grading system, 15 new races were placed in Grade 1. It was also the year that the first turf vision was installed at Tokyo Racecourse. Until then, everyone was using binoculars to watch the horse races. Now, the previous year, Mr. CB won all 3 of the Triple Crown races, becoming the first Triple Crown winner in 19 years. As a result, there was a lot of attention paid to his subsequent movements. However, he was unable to race for a while due to a bad hoof condition. Now, let's start with the Triple Crown race for male horses. On April 15, Satsuki Show was held. The 2 main horses that year were Simbali Rudolph and Bizen Nishiki. Rudolph is still unbeaten, and he beat Bizen Nishiki in the last race, Yayoi Show. After Yayoi Show, Bizen Nishiki won the spring stakes and headed for Satsuki Show. This drew attention to the rematch between these 2 horses. Before the race, the 2 were nearly evenly matched, and it seemed that Rudolph was expected to have a slight advantage. As expected, the 2 sides were competing in the final stretch. Simbali Rudolph wobbled a bit and made contact with Bizen Nishiki. Bizen Nishiki stalled and Rudolph went on to win. Bizen Nishiki's trainer protested vehemently against the contact, but there was no change in the placing order. But Rudolph's jockey, Okabe, was suspended for 2 days. At the post-race awards ceremony, Okabe raised one index finger high in the sky. This is the appeal of winning the first of the Triple Crown races. This episode shows how much he expected from Simbali Rudolph. Bizen Nishiki then won the Derby Trial NHK Cup easily and challenged for the Derby. His race interval seemed very short, but this was normal at the time. The Derby attracted Rudolph, Bizen, and other horses that placed high in the Satsuki Show. Once again, Rudolph and Bizen were thought to be at the center of the race, but Bizen lost a stunning 14th place finish, making Rudolph the undefeated Double Crown winner. At the awards ceremony, Okabe held up 2 fingers high to the sky to show that he had won the Double Crown. The last Triple Crown race Kikasho is held on the Kyoto course about 4 months after the Derby. Let's take a look at Kikasho's trial race. In the St. Laikinen, Rudolph won without a hitch. In the Kobe Shinbun Cup, Dazen Silver won the race, with Nishino Raiden in 2nd place. Dazen Silver did not appear in the Kikasho because he then headed for shorter distances. However, Nishino Raiden won another trial, the Kyoto Shinbun Cup, and competed in the Kikasho. But this race was for Simbali Rudolph. He easily broke away in the final stretch to win the race and go on to become the undefeated Triple Crown winner with 8 wins from 8 races. Jockey Okabe finally held high the three fingers signifying the Triple Crown at the awards ceremony. The second-place finisher was a horse named Goldway. Thus, the male Triple Crown race was the sole domain of Simbali Rudolph. Now let's also look at the Triple Crown race for female horses. Oka Show was the first Grade 1 since the grading system was introduced in 1984. Horses that placed high in the Oka Show trial race were the favorites. Dinah Sugar won the trial race, with Fire Dancer in second place. But in Oka Show, both girls lost badly. The winner was Diana Solon, who had finished 6th in the trial race. Diana Solon then tried to win the Oaks, but was beaten by Tokai Roman, who finished 4th in the Oka Show. And the last race of the Triple Crown was the Queen Elizabeth Cup in November. Diana Solon finished 1st and 3rd in the trial races, was in good condition, and was the favorite. Tokai Roman, on the contrary, did not do so well in the trial races, so her victory in the Oaks was seen as somewhat of a fluke. But during the summer months, young horses grow rapidly. The winner of the Queen Elizabeth Cup was Kiowa Thunder, the 14th favorite horse. She had 0 wins in 13 races until 6 months ago, when she quickly grew to win a Grade 1. Diana Solon was 3rd. Thus, the female horse Triple Crown race ended with 3 horses sharing the title. Let's now look at short-distance races. At that time, the only big short-distance races were the Yasuda Kinen in the spring season and the Mile Championship in the autumn season. There was also the Sprinters Stakes, but it was a Grade 3 race at the time, and it was held in March. Asaka Silver was the favorite in Yasuda Kinen. He had been taking a lot of time off due to injuries, but it appears that his winning streak since his return has been well received. And the second favorite is Happy Progress. He was doing well this year, winning 2 consecutive graded races. Nihon Pillow winner, who was named Best Short Distance Horse in 1983, did not compete in this race due to a broken bone. The winner of the Yasuda Kinen was Happy Progress. The highly anticipated Asaka Silver lost in 4th place. Happy Progress won the Yasuda Kinen title, but the Nihon Pillow winner was entered in the Mile Championship. Nihon Pillow winner has won 2 consecutive graded races since his return from a broken bone, most notably the Swan Stakes, where he left Oka Show winner Shade Sophia behind by 7 lengths in a new record time. Happy Progress was also in this Swan Stakes, but finished 3rd. Moreover, Bizen Nisaki, who lost to Simbali Rudolph in the Triple Crown race, chose this Swan Stakes as his next race after the Derby, as he was seen to be better suited to shorter races. But he broke a bone during the race and retired after a heavy defeat, finishing 14th. In the Mile Championship, a showdown between Nihon Pillow winner and Happy Progress was the focus of much attention, but Nihon Pillow winner won the race with a sharp move inside. Nihon Pillow winner is now the champion of the short distance world. He will reign for some time to come. Now let's look at the mid and long distance races. It is a classic distance, so there are many Grade 1 races in the middle and long distances. But it is less than today. April 29, Tenno Show Spring. With the absence of the previous year's Triple Crown winner, Mr. CB, there were no champion horses in the field. The favorite in this race was Horisky. He was the 1982 Kika Show winner and the runner-up in the Tenno Show Spring the previous year. But he finished 3rd, and the winner was Monty Fast, the 6th favorite. Although Horisky and Monty Fast also participated in the Takarazuka Kinen, the Grand Prix of Spring, Katsuragi Ace was the most favored. Katsuragi Ace ran in the Triple Crown race with Mr. CB the previous year, but was not a very successful horse. However, his proper distance was around 2,000 meters. As the year began, Katsuragi Ace, who ran mainly in middle-distance races, was on a 2-race winning streak in graded races. Living up to expectations, Katsuragi Ace slipped out in the final stretch to win the race. He won the title with 3 straight victories. The Grade 1 races of the spring season are now over, and only the Tenno Sho Autumn, Japan Cup, and Arima Kinen races remain in the autumn season. Tenno Sho Autumn used to be held at 3,200 meters until the previous year, but was changed to 2,000 meters in 1984. The key race was the 1,800-meter Mainichi Crown. This was also Mr. CB's return race, and Katsuragi Ace also participated. In addition, the race attracted a lot of attention, including local Triple Crown winner Sanoi and the previous year's Oaks winner Dinah Carl. The result was Katsuragi Ace in first place, Mr. CB in second, and Sanoi in third, and these 3 horses were the main favorites in Tenno Sho Autumn. And Mr. CB won a resurgent victory in Tenno Sho Autumn. Katsuragi Ace finished a close 5th, and Sanoi was 6th. 2 weeks after this revival of Mr. CB, Simbali Rudolph became the Triple Crown winner at Kikasho. Fans were thrilled to see the birth of a Triple Crown winner for the 2nd year in a row. And they eagerly awaited the Triple Crown showdown between Rudolph and Mr. CB. And that wish was soon granted. On November 25th, the world's best horses gathered for the Japan Cup, where the Triple Crown winners faced off against each other. The Japanese horses were strong, but the foreign horses were also splendid, including England's Bedtime and America's Majesty's Prince. At that time, no Japanese horse had yet won the Japan Cup, so hopes were pinned on Simbali Rudolph and Mr. CB to become the first Japanese horses to win the race. But the 2 Triple Crown winners were defeated. Nor was it a foreign horse that won. Katsuragi Ace became the first Japanese horse to win the Japan Cup. He is a fairly strong horse, but he is underrated in this Japan Cup and was the 10th favorite before the race. Incidentally, the Triple Crown showdown was won by Rudolph, with Rudolph finishing 3rd and Mr. CB finishing 10th. Their showdown was carried over to the next Arima Kinen. Arima Kinen featured an elite lineup, including Simbali Rudolph, Katsuragi Ace, and Mr. CB. The result was a complete victory for Simbali Rudolph. Katsuragi Ace was 2nd and Mr. CB 3rd. Some said Katsuragi Ace was a fluke for winning the Japan Cup, but he proved his ability by finishing 2nd in the Arima Kinen. And he retired here. However, Mr. CB remained active, and the showdown between Simbali Rudolph and Mr. CB would continue until the following year. And now, finally, let's introduce 2-year-old champions. Scrum Dinah won the Asahi Cup 2-year-old stakes in the East, and Daigo Tatsujiki won the Hanshin 2-year-old stakes in the West. This is all the Grade 1 races for 1984. The horse of the year was Simbali Rudolph, the undefeated winner of the Triple Crown and Arima Kinen. That's all for this time. Stay tuned for the next installment to see what battles await in 1985. Thank you.